Can a wedding planner save you money during the planning process? Yes, of course we can. But saving you money is not and should not be the main function of our job. Hello, my friends, and welcome back. My name is Andrea Eppolito, and I am a luxury wedding planner based in Las Vegas, Nevada. My entire career has been dedicated to celebrating life, luxury, and above all else, love, and I specialize in creating extraordinary experiences for people who lead extraordinary lives. Now, because I work in the luxury market, there may be this idea that price doesn't matter, budget doesn't matter. And first of all, let's dispel that. Of course it matters. And a lot of people have reached out to me lately and said, can you discuss pricing? Can you discuss clients who are constantly asking for discounts or deals, or how it is that we of creatives should manage that? And so I want to set some new expectations, and I want to talk to you about the process for both couples and for wedding planners. So the first thing that I want everybody to understand is that wedding planners, florists, designers, venues, photographers, videographers, DJs, we are all creative professionals, and that can get confusing for couples or for others because unlike being a lawyer or an accountant or a doctor, there isn't typically a school that gives you a diploma. There's not a test that says the city has certified you. There's a ton of education out there. I know it exists. I offer some of it myself. But the reality is that what you are really doing when you hire somebody like myself or somebody like a DJ or a photographer is you are paying for their experience. You're paying for their worldview. You're paying for the way that they think, the way that they see the world, the fact that they exist in a space mentally and aesthetically that you as a client simply don't live in, because we see the world totally differently. And at different levels in the industry, that viewpoint, that experience, the ability to listen to a client, to see them, and to really understand who they are. My ability to sit down with a couple and to study them and to hear them and to understand them at a visceral cellular level, to take in that information, to digest it, and then to bend the universe to my will so that I can create something and say, here, this is what the world looks like if it's a perfect place for you. That's a skill that does come at a higher price point. Every single creative that you are hiring is going to charge based on their ability to create joy, their ability to spark wonder, their ability to delight and inspire you. You are also paying for technology. You're paying for website development. You're paying for emails. You're paying for insurance. You're paying for the business. You're paying for the staffing and the labor. And so when you are hiring a creative, just like hiring a plastic surgeon, this is not a place where you want to cut corners. This is not a place where you should be discount shopping. And it's, when you think of it this way, the people that you hire, your team, these are the custodians of your future memories. These are the people who are charged in making your life better because of the experience and the talent and the skills that they provide you with. And don't you want to find the best people who are going to do the best work? Well, those people do come at a price point. And so the first thing I want to say is, if you're a client out there and you're wondering what someone costs, I can almost guarantee you that they cost more than you are thinking in your head. And so the first thing that you need to do is stop reading the wedding blogs, stop reading the magazines, stop looking for the big box corporations to tell you what something should cost, and start by going out into the World Wide Web, go out onto Instagram, go out onto the places where you see work that you love, and reach out to a wedding planner or reach out to a creative that you absolutely love and ask the hard question. Just say, I have no idea what something like this costs, and I really love the work. What is it that I should expect to be paying? Now, I can tell you that those numbers are going to vary widely across different cities, different states, different market segments, different design segments. We all have our own way of pricing and of charging. But if you go out and you ask the question to the professionals that you really admire, it will help you set a barometer. Do not be surprised when entry-level wedding planners are going to start at that $8,000 to $12,000 range, and a lot of times luxury planners are going to be in that six-figure range if you're getting someone who's also a designer. Don't be surprised when you find out that floral production, when you're talking about ceiling installations and drapes and carpet and big, huge centerpieces and custom arches, those things come at a six-figure price point. Venues are going to have things like a rental fee. That is to actually take the space. They're going to have food and beverage minimums, this is the minimum, and it's not what you're going to spend. It's just the minimum that it takes to get your menu, to get your bar, to get your entry-level package. You're going to pay tax. You're going to pay gratuity. You're going to pay labor. Now, these numbers can tick up very quickly, and so what a lot of people will say is, but can't my wedding planner save me money? And this is a tough one. This is a place where we really need to have an honest conversation. I, as a wedding planner, as an event designer, I do not like asking for discounts. I don't discount my own services. I charge a very fair price for what it is that I bring to somebody's life. I do believe that I am worth absolutely every penny that I charge, and that for the right client who cares about the things that I care about, I am the very best investment that they can make. For someone who doesn't care about the experience, about the design, the way that I care about it, for somebody who doesn't want to put in the really hard work of deep diving into who you are as a person, into having these conversations, somebody who doesn't want that, I am absolutely the worst decision that you can make, and I am an utter waste of money if we don't care about the same things. And so pricing in that respect is very subjective. But the first thing that I do when I am dealing with clients is I hold firm on my pricing. My pricing has been set very specifically. I have a very good reasoning for how and why I charge the way that I do, and I'm able to communicate that to my clients in a way that they understand and that they respect. And so by not bending to what a particular client may want versus what I know my business needs, I immediately set the tone that pricing is what the pricing is, period. And I let people know up front, my job is to get you the right vendor and the right creative partner who's going to deliver the right kind of experience at a fair value price. Now, I deeply resent and get really upset when I feel like a venue or a vendor is trying to take advantage of my clients, especially because my clients are so high net worth and they do have money. I will never allow somebody to abuse my clients. I will always be a custodian of my client's number, of their checkbook, and I work really hard to maintain their budget. But I also don't believe that people should be doing discounted work because price is an indication of value, and people only care about what they invest in. And so when a client comes to me and says, do you think they'll drop their price? If you are a client out there and you want to go to your wedding planner and you want to say, do you think this vendor will drop their price for me? The answer from the planner should be no. For if you want this exactly the way that it's outlined for you, then you need to pay that particular vendor's pricing. However, what I have done in the past and what may happen, what is a more respectful exchange, is I've gone to other people and said, this is the budget that my client has. This is the experience that they are looking for. Do you believe that you can offer something within this range? Can you make this client really happy at this price point? And then I let the creative say to me, actually, yeah, I do have something that I can do for you there. Or, no, in order to do this work, to do my best work, to really blow them away the way that I want to, I need to be at this number. And now we're having an honest conversation. Now I have a photographer, or I have a venue, or I have a musician saying to me, in order to care the way that I need to care about this, in order to be well rested, in order to travel, in order to bring my A game, in order to have time to think and plan and design and prep, this is what I need. And now I can go back and explain this to my client, and the client and I can decide together, is this number something that fits in to the budget? But this idea of we should all be doing discounted work is disrespectful to the art. And it ultimately is disrespectful to the client, because you as a couple, you as a client, you deserve better than a discounted experience. Because when you pay a discounted price, you're simply saying that you don't value it the way that the creative values it. And when a creative decides to discount, when they offer it, when they do what they want to do for less than they want to do it for, they simply can't care about it the way that they would care if you were on equal footing. If they said, this is who I am, this is what I do, and this is what I charge, and you as the client said, that is what I want, that is what I love, that is what I value, let me pay you for it, everybody has a much better experience, because it's rooted in honesty, and it's rooted in respect, and it is rooted in a fair exchange. I always tell people, if you go to the grocery store and you pick up eggs, butter, milk, and cheese, and they ring you up and the cashier says to you, it's $38.92. You would never turn around and say to them, I'll give you 31. Because they would look at you and be like, okay, well, which of these things do you not want today? Because this is the price. And when we're buying a thing, we all feel like, oh, okay, a store put a sticker on it and they said this is what it costs, and so that must be the price. But when it comes to creatives, and when it comes to investing in our experience, when it comes to investing in our emotions, when it comes to looking at somebody and saying, I trust you with my love story, I trust you with my family, I trust you to make me look good, I trust you to make me feel good, I trust you to bend the universe to your will. I am asking you and charging you with surprising me and delighting me and bringing something to my life that did not exist before. Why is it that in this place we think it's okay to discount? And I get it, everybody has a budget, especially in today's economy. Everybody has a budget. Everybody wants to get value, and everybody should be if you're a provider and you are raising your prices because you can, then you're doing it wrong. If you have raised your prices in a post-COVID world only because there is so much demand and you feel like, great, I can make up for the time that I lost, then you are doing a disservice to yourself, your clients, and our industry as a whole. You will be out of business in the next 2 to 4 years, because that is simply not sustainable. It's price gouging and it is disrespectful, and there's no foundation for that. However, if you are a creative who understands the market, if you are consistently investing in your own education, if you are doing the hard work day in and day out of reading books, of listening to podcasts, of watching videos like this, if you are putting yourself out there in a way where you are assuming a great amount of risk and you're really deep diving with your clients and you are offering a premium product at a premium price, that I have no problem with. That I actually celebrate and applaud, because it means you understand the value of what you're delivering. But I'm going to tell you all today what my husband told me when I first started this business. A budget is just a list of priorities with a number attached. And that is something that I have gone back to time and time again over the last 10 plus years. A budget is just a list of priorities with a number attached. And so no matter where you are in this process, I urge you to sit down and to look at your planning process, look at your design process, and really ask yourself, what is it that you value? What is it as a client that you value? What is it as a creative professional that you value? And where do you really want to make a statement? And then weight your budget heavily in those areas with the understanding that unless you have unlimited means, and if you are out there and you have unlimited means, please call me, we'll have a great time. But if you have unlimited means, you may need to cut someplace, or you may just turn around and say, I don't care that much about this thing. And that's okay, because you have to buy based on your own value. And if you are a creative professional and you are questioning pricing, if you're questioning your own pricing, then I urge you to have somebody role play with you. Have somebody ask you about your pricing and practice explaining what you charge, how you charge, and why you charge it. Because I think that the more comfortable you are discussing money and finance, the better that you'll be. But if you're looking at another creative and you're saying, I don't understand the pricing, then offline ask and have a conversation. Money is something that we should all be talking about today more than ever. And we should be respecting the dollar. We should be respecting the dollar that our clients pay, because that is what supports us as an industry. But we should also be respecting what our colleagues charge, because at the end of the day, we all have businesses to run, we all have families to support, and we all need to be compensated in a way that excites us, because when you're excited, you over-deliver and you make the world a more beautiful place for yourself, your industry, and your clients. I know that this is a little bit vague, and it's supposed to be, because I'm supposed to be making you think. And I'm also supposed to be encouraging you not to just ask for a flatline discount, but to always have a conversation about money, why it matters, and how you can get the experience that you want at a price point that you are comfortable with. If you have questions about money, pricing, budget, or anything else in the creative space, please reach out. There is a link below. You can write me at www.andreaeppolito.com/ask. There is a form. This community exists solely for you, and I always want to make sure that I am a resource that can help you celebrate life, luxury, and above all else, love. We will talk again soon. Thanks so much.